It turned cold, and I mean cold out here. Hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you guys have had a great Saturday. What a day. Playoff football. Yes, we're talking about playoff football. San Francisco, kind of shaky early on, but cruised in the second half. They kind of took off when I went upstairs to cook the chicken for the practice, my practice for the sub. Came back down, and I'm like, how did they get 41 points? All hell broke loose. And, well, Seattle, we had hoped that they would win because, you know, that gives us possibly a chance of playing, if we win against Tampa Bay, a home field game. Currently, because Seattle lost, here's the deal. That means, wait, was there 3 games tomorrow? Yeah, I guess there's 3 games tomorrow. That means that the only chance the Cowboys would have if they win the first game, which is against Tampa Bay, they would have to go to Philadelphia. They'd have to win that one, and the Giants would have to get to the NFC Championship game. That's the only scenario that the Cowboys, I believe, could end up getting a victory. Now, I think if the Giants win in Minnesota tomorrow, then the Giants would be taking on the Eagles, and the Cowboys would be taking on the 49ers if the Cowboys win. And I shouldn't even be talking about that because we need to be worried about actually beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Can I say Brandon Staley is probably going to get fired? The rumors were that Staley not only needed to make the playoffs, but needed to get at least a win. To have a 24-0 lead, to get 4 interceptions and a fumbled punt, and have a team come back and beat you, that is as bad as the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl going against Bill Belichick. That was crazy. That was insane to see that coming back. That's one of those ones where you felt like, oh, the fix is in. The fix is in on this one. If there were actually some conspiracy theories, that's the kind of game that makes you think, wait a minute, this is damn near impossible. Yet it happened. Now, here's what I don't want to hear anymore of, because understand, you don't want to turn the football over. You don't want to turn the football over. But you can overcome it. Because I'm sick and tired of this whole focusing in on Dak Prescott. The only thing that they can focus in on is the number of interceptions. Because, you know, here's the thing that's kind of funny. Again, Trevor Lawrence, 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions. The first player since like 1983 to have 4 interceptions in a half. They won. They overcame it. That's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. But see, here's the thing that's funny. That the only thing they have on Dak Prescott, because here's the key, is the interceptions. It's not a losing record. It's not losing to playoff teams. It's not scoring points. That's the only thing that they can. That's why they're driving it home. Do you think if they had something else against Dak Prescott that they wouldn't be talking about it? They'd say, well, Dak Prescott, he has all these interceptions. Dak Prescott, he's got all these fumbles. Dak Prescott, he's got, all these bad games where he can't throw for 300 yards. That's the only thing that they have right there against him. And guess what? The team that won the Super Bowl last year tied for first in interceptions. Matthew Stafford. So relax, people, about the interceptions. Because here's the crazy thing. When they go ahead and say, Dak Prescott got as many interceptions as David Mills and the Texans, in your mind, you're thinking, David Mills and the Texans, that team is ass. That team is, not anywhere close to the playoffs. Eastside Herald roots for that team. They're bad. You don't think about Dak Prescott having interceptions like Davis Mills, but also averaging 32 points a game since he came back with a broken thumb. Davis Mills averaging about 17 points a game. So Davis Mills and Dak Prescott, yes, they may be even here on interceptions, but on scoring points in game, there's no comparison. Relax on the interception. Now here's an interesting piece. We got all kinds of stuff that's on here. Eagles caught cheating? Apparently, the Eagles are being accused of using some kind of apparatus like a kicking block to put the football on. Why would you do that? Because if you don't, the football kind of sits into the turf. The ball goes down a little lower, which means it's a little bit harder to get that lift. In college, in high school, you have a kicking block, which is about 1.25 inches thick, which raises the foot up, which means you can get up underneath of it better and get a better kick. In the pros, you don't have that. Shout out to Omar on Twitter, who sent me a link. I haven't had a chance to look at it, but Pat McAfee show was talking about how some players use a kicking tee. I think the Raiders maybe. I'm gonna have to watch it and check it out. But apparently they've got some plastic piece that appears to have been right underneath the football in not one but 2 games and has been kicked, and that they kind of walk it away. And so the officials will be watching out for this. To me, maybe I'm a homer and I just don't like the Eagles, but to me, if Tom Brady was taking air out of the football to make it easier for his receivers to catch so it wasn't as hard, to me, if you're saying I'm using an apparatus to make me have a better kick, isn't that equate to the same kind of thing? Aren't those things kind of equal? Shouldn't there be some kind of a penalty for that? Because they did all kinds of an investigation. Now, from reading what I was reading during the live stream, shout out to everybody who came through tonight and who was entertained by the live stream. The sound of it is, well, the officials will be looking out for it. If they see them doing that, they will give them a warning. Why are you giving them a warning if they've already been doing it? You've already been told that they've been doing it. That should have already been the warning to begin with. And it seems like to me, if you've got visual evidence of seeing them do this, knowing that this is not fair, then there should be a fine then right now. Second part of the Eagles and how this relates to the Cowboys. The Eagles have one winning Super Bowl coach, Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson lost his starting quarterback and took a backup quarterback to win the Super Bowl. The Eagles sided with Carson Wentz, who still ended up being a little biatch, forcing his way out. But you see Doug Peterson take a team that was abysmal last year with Urban Myers and turn them around the second half of the season, winning their division, be it they were the 4th seed, winning their division, and now winning a playoff game with a second-year quarterback. You look at this and say, that's a real good coach. Now, granted, they've got a good one right now, Nick Sirianni. It fails to be seen if he's going to be a guy to take them to a Super Bowl or not. But here's the thing. The Chargers probably will get rid of Brandon Staley. But I say be careful what you wish for, because in the same way where teams go ahead and say, let's move on to quarterback, you can put yourself in quarterback purgatory. The Cowboys have a coach that has had 3 seasons here, had 1 losing season where he lost his quarterback for the whole season, and has 2 back-to-back seasons. The Raiders last year, with their interim coach, got to the playoffs, and they decided, nah, we want somebody better. And they literally went down the toilet and are starting over. Literally. So be careful about saying, let's just get rid of this guy and start all over. Because the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And as far as the Cowboys go, you know what? Stop with the coaching firing, the Dak Prescott. We need to listen. It's Saturday night. You got Sunday night and Monday night. How about we hold a truce on the Cowboy hate for 2 days, and let's go ahead and put positive energy to the universe and believe in the Cowboys. How about we all try that as opposed to trashing the team? You think? That's what I'm doing. Believe in them. Put it out in the universe that we can beat Tampa Bay. And let's root and get behind the team for once. All of us. I am tired, boss. I am real tired. And I need to get up. I think Rashid might be coming for the game tomorrow. I think DMD might be coming. So that means I need to get some vittles tomorrow for the game. Maybe cook some Jobu wings and some or something. Maybe get some glizzies. And be ready to rock and roll. Let me say, I had an epiphany today in the workshop. The video is actually there, but I haven't actually turned it on. This epiphany that I had is, why do I do this? Why do I put myself through taking the abuse that I do here on YouTube? Why do I spend so much time and effort and money into this? And I realized it's not about the money or the time. What drives me is the relationships that I've built, the friends that I have, the friends that I will have, and enjoying life along the way. Tonight might be my last night on this earth. I don't know. I hope it's not. I have a lot of things that I want to do and accomplish. So that's why I'm going to make sure that today I've done everything I could to be the best man that I can be, to look out for others and enjoy life along the way. That's the way I try and live each and every day. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And remember to tell the people you love them. One of these times, I'm going to be out here and I'm going to say that. And it will be the last time that I say it. I love you guys. Be safe, and God willing, I'll be here tomorrow for some more NFL playoffs. Peace out. Man, it got cold. Woo, sure. It's so cold.